line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh,
They're in my territory now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Newton, Iowa, and Iowa Speedway here on PTM Racing TV. Live tonight, Pushing Limits Racing League are bringing the ARCA Series back out on the track. And today, we're about to bear witness the Season 3 conclusion, the finale of these drivers here on this circuit. I am Christian Gusseris driver. I welcome you back here onto the show. It has been a long, drawn-out Season 3, final to the end for all these drivers. But today, somebody is walking away with a victory and a last chance championship win. But before we can settle that score, here's how we're going to start it off tonight. 8 drivers, 4 rows. Robert the Rattlesnake on the 21, or excuse me, the 20, as you can see on the screen. He's got the 21 as his sim, but unfortunately they've got him as a custom 20. So yeah, he's rocking something Tony Stewart related. We'll just say that. Anyway, outside of him will be Matthew Oliver in the 84. Row 2 is Nick Kern. The 69 is outside. 099 Wally Babb. Row 3, Chantel Throttle Pottle in the 5. Her outside. Jeffrey Todd Tufts in the 72. Final starter Stanley Pottle the 48, and the 7 Ron Mans. Field set in motion. It's been a wild, wild race season to say the least. And now we're about to see which one is going to outplay the other, or which one's going to be able to outdo the other as we get this season finished up and wrapped up. Coming right around out of corner turn 4 here. We are now set in motion. Off of corner 4 they go. Hoffert on to fight it out here on the gate. And the green flag flies high in the air. It's time to do battle at Iowa Speedway. Moving the motions down on a corner back straightaway here. It is Hoffert and Kahn already driving hard into the corners here. Each driver trying to find their line, trying to find their regiment. Off of corner number 4 here, and now it is the number 5, Chantel Throttle Bottle with the early lead. Kind of a pretty nice little scheme on that 5 here. That's the first time I think we've seen this kind of design up, but unfortunately for her, it's not going to stay in line very well. That car wants to slide, and it's an ARCA brake car. You know what happens there. Spins it right around down turn 2 into the back straightaway, and that car had nowhere to go and a lot of places to falter at. Caution lights are on here. Big caution there, unfortunately. Take a look at the PTM. There we go. There we got the PTM instant replay up. Sorry, folks. We're kind of having some technical difficulties today. Just some little troubles here. But let's take a look at this one here. So we're going to go on board here with the 5 here and see just what transpired exactly around that corner that got her so loose. You see just how tight it is down that bottom lane. That's where most drivers will try to hit it up from, but there is still a little bit of a problem with these brakes, which is they are very ARCA style. They will get you loose. They will get you swinging left to right. And that's exactly what happened to the 5 there. Came out just a little too hard into that turn there. Could not get the car to take a set, and unfortunately it would not go the way she was hoping for. One more look at it, you can just see right there. Just too hard in the corner. And once that car is loose, it's loose. There's just nothing you can do about it. You could say the juice is loose. Okay, I'll stop. Driver's ready to build them back in. We are all set now for the restart zone. There's only 60 laps of the distance here in this race, so this is pretty much an all-out kind of battle between consistency and control, mesmerizing each turn and hitting every spot up as well as you can. Not a whole lot of areas to be making mistakes at, not a whole lot of areas to be kind of given too much around here for. As they bring it back to the green flag restart, we are back underway. Fire him down into the chorus here. Still, it is Matthew Hoffert making his move up there with the 69 and Nick Kern right on the outside. Wally Babb parking it right behind, trying to make some big adjustments here, trying to get something to work off as the National Guard's design machine of Hoffert trying to hold off Kern, but Kern was just piloting that thing straight hard in, putting the Dodge machine, putting the Dodge Charger up into the fight. We've known Kern before to do this. He likes to kind of put it up quick and put them up fast. He knows they can make it work here by trying to take down the Rattlesnake. Robert Kahn trying to hold him back here, trying to keep him in play. Laps winding down here, starting to continue off into the distance. Kern going into the middle, Kahn going up dead high side. That's generally where a lot of drivers are going to try to save their tires at. Bottom lane, all about hitting your mark and getting your speeds from. But this is certainly an ultra challenge in its own right. Having to fight off of you any way you can, try to hold down every chance you can with these cars. Wally Babb and Matthew Hoffert going out a little bit here, there. Babb on the outside, the 099, not had the best of seasons wherever he races, but he's been definitely trying hard and getting it back into perspective and back into the fight zone. We'll see next season if he's able to start really ringing it down and start to really corner in everything. 7 of Ron Mans, but for the first time ever on this season, you know, he had a pretty good little runoff for him and his crew. Had a lot of great racing, great moments, but the one thing I could say is he never truly fully exemplified what I feel like he could have done, which is show the best of intentions and show the best of his racing. But here he is right now battling out here with Jeffrey Todd Tufts. Is doing a pretty good job kind of hanging in there as the 5 Chantel model kind of works her way on the outside, catching up ever so closer to her. And I will not lie, folks, if I do sound under the weather, I kind of cut out a little bit, or it just sounds like I'm just kind of losing my voice. Don't worry, it's not because of any broadcasts. Unfortunately, I'm a little under the weather, so I hate saying it, but just so you know, going into the next race, if you watch that, not feeling the absolute best tonight, so I apologize in advance, guys. Caution is out here. Jeffrey Todd Tusk goes for a spin here. So I was just trying to talk about that big battle was going between Con and Nick, but unfortunately, they'll have to slow it down just a little bit because Mr. 72 and then South Jeffrey Todd Tufts comes out, unfortunately, with a little bit of a wreck here. Let's take a look at the replay. That's one thing about these ARCA cars you do not want to try and test is if can they take a bump. Although from that angle, I really didn't even look like a bump. Looked like kind of a looked like maybe the Glitchcraft and Gremlins decided to put an invisible hand there and just really push them out of the way. I don't think that really was a full-on contact point. We'll take a look at it from another angle here because I really don't think that the 7 of Man's actually got the 72. I think there's a little bit too much spacing there. Yeah, right there. That's way too much spacing. It really was too close. Yeah, 72. Joff Todd Tuff's gonna have to fall back in place and put it back on the pit road exit. He'll head there, try to get cleaned up a bit. Did take a little bit of a scruffle, a little hit there, unfortunately. The pace car currently working his way around the corners 3 and 4. Thanks for all that are tuned in here tonight. I know a lot of you are probably also waiting for the Green Mountain World's Fastest One Truck Series coming up here in just a few short minutes. Believe us, we cannot wait as well. We are getting set and prepared for that one, but for now, we are currently out here to finish the Pushing Limits Racing League race. Full on in its entirety here, broadcasting on PTM Racing TV. All of us will be heading over to our YouTube end as well afterwards, so be sure to subscribe there as well when we are done and good. But nevertheless, here also like to follow us here on our Facebook end, so you never miss the beat, you never miss the drum. Some exclusive live showings on YouTube, and a lot of live exclusives here on Facebook. So no matter where you go, there's always going to be something packed into your racing venue and your racing events. So the season finale ARCA race here at Iowa Speedway here in Newton, Iowa, and well, again, you guys know me already too well. You've seen this broadcast before. This is my home track for asphalt-wise that we have on the circuits. And let me tell you something, man. It is great to really be able to be back here and be able to come out and watch these races, come out and see this show. It's been kind of a wild, frenetic season when it comes to seeing the races from all the way across the small tracks to the big tracks. Now, seeing the fastest short track in the world being put back on PTM Racing TV, it certainly is a pleasure and an honor to have it back on board. Now let's see what they can bring to the table here as we bring the green flag back on out. Pilot away down out of corner number 2 here. It is Nick Kern right now moving the chains up there as Matthew Hoffert and the 099 at Wallybat moving in. Stanley Powell though on the outside. He has stabbed smack in the wall there. Scrapes that car up pretty bad. Car had nothing he can do. That's a bad spot you don't want to be put in. You don't want to get anywhere near that. Thankfully, the car is still somewhat in peace. He'll be able to reel it back in, but right now he's going to be a lot of few spots down here because Jeffrey Tatas making a way ahead move here, just kind of getting further in the distance. Here comes the 5 Chantel Toronto Paddle. Trying to put the number 5 into the fight with the 099 Abab, and her have been at war and odds all season long, and that's not been any different here. Chantel told me earlier today this was her track that she wanted to race so bad. She was waiting for the season finale all season long, and she's glad to finally be here Hoffert has also been very well known here, well regarded here on this track. This is one of the tracks that he had to race it out on at Newton, Iowa, back when they were running the Super Late models for Pedal to the Metal Racing League, and now being back here on this track and being back on the surface, it's kind of interesting to see just what they're coming out with and where they're now kind of coming forward. They're having to really change up their game plan and their strategy, so much so. Piling off down around corners 3, down to 4. Here Hoffer trying to go down to the bottom. He says, hey, let's see where this one goes. He may be throwing the ultimate slider here at Nick Kern. Kern, though, able to defend him off. Hoffer moving the distance in. Nick Kern trying to pull him up back ahead. Here comes the 5. Chantel Bottle burns some tires up and burns some rubber just to get back into this field. She knows she had a lot of work to do to get here, but she knew it was the right place and the right time to get it. And she is indeed going to get a good runoff here. Down across the ledges here now. It is the 5. Chantel Bottle moving up into the 3rd, moving up ahead of Nick Kern of all things. I mean, Kern earlier on, he was really jumping the shark and really getting some momentum down there, but it looks like he might have jumped a little too quickly here. Ron Mans right now trying to move ahead there and fight it out. Nick Kern. Kern not giving him any room, though. Looks like maybe Kern's trying to defend and guard the top side. Not a bad idea if you ask me, but at the same time, can you get that to work up there? That could be a little bit trickier and easier said than done when you think about it. Firing him off down around corner number 4 here, and now Kern pulling up closer as they go. Maybe looking to knock down the number 5 here. Chantel trying to defend here. We got 4 cars battling for position. Wally Babb involved in this one too. Every driver for themselves. That's the beauty of these short tracks here, man, is you can keep them closer together. You can keep them a little bit more under wraps, and each driver has to really find a way to maneuver around the other and hope for the best, and that's exactly what we're getting here. Impressive side-by-side racing still going down. As you see, Mans trying to get something going on the outside. Trying to dive back down in low, though. Looking for the inside corner, looking for that inside pass, looking for a run here. Huge momentum build up. Maybe trying to go from the heavens above to the depths below. Make a move off both. Can't quite get him here. Oh, he's got something going, though. Kern knows he's in trouble. He has to go back up, try to quickly get some runoff on the outside. I don't think he's going to have time, though. Babb now even pulling the Black Rifle Coffee 09 right behind him. Every driver for themselves here. No one giving an inch here as Robert Kahn tries to just get further and further ahead of this field. Doesn't want anything to do with anybody. He last night had a heartbreaker down at Kentucky on Pedal to the Metal Racing League, and he would fall victim and fall short to Jeffrey Oaks in a long run, gas-ridden attempt. Now look at this now, 3 wide, so just for a brief fleeting moment, Babb, Mans, and Kern all pounding it around the getaway into the turns they went. Solid maneuvering and solid abilities there, but unfortunately for them, it is Babb now that is making his charge in. But how much of those tires is he kind of using up, or how much is he kind of tearing up down there just trying to use into those corners? Because remember, ARCA cars do not work very well when it comes to trying to do long-term run like that. If you're trying to bolster the full speeds, you got to really watch them. Because those tires go, this track, it completely makes it to where it's like driving a dump truck. Coming off the ledges here now. Look out. Here comes Mans once more. He literally is driving like a man tonight. Just making everything work. Oh, my goodness. But drove a little too hard there into Babb. Unfortunately, Wally Babb was not able to get out of that way quick enough. Both drivers able to avoid trouble, though, and stay out of the way of the mess. Hard charging here off the runs and off the corners here. Nobody giving an inch. Mans trying to hang it down there. Babb still trying to hold off everything he's got here. Mans on the inside yet again. Babb trying to hold the outside run. It's anybody's guess who's going to take this one over. Babb holding on. Currently, this is a battle for fourth, with the 5 Chantel Bottle currently being the gatekeeper to third. But she's really just kind of doing her own thing, not really worrying about what Babb is up to. Con, Hoffer, and them have literally ran away from the building here. The Home Depot 20 of Con has just been lights out from the start of this race. Hasn't had much of an issue, hasn't had much going on. That's why we're not really bringing it on him or Hofford. They're just doing their own thing, just kind of keeping things under wraps here. Whereas you got this crazy mess here coming up right up ahead. And now Babb looks like he might have seen an opening with the 5 burning some tires up. Man's definitely burned up a little too much. Goes straight to the outside wall, trying to build it back out. 5 trying to hold down the Babb camp. Babb trying to make something work here. Moving it down inside zone. Side by side still as the 5 has the outside line. That is the runoff here. Oh, but she taps the wall coming off of turn 4 there. Major issue and major mistake there by the 5. Not something you see her make too often here on this track because of how much she's won with the Super Lates and even with the ARCA cars. And now the 7 of Mans are going to try to sneak both for the price of 1. Holy smokes, he just crushed right through, crossover in between. Crossover down into the middle, down to the bottom lane he goes and makes a huge jump for it, but the 5 somehow gets away with it. I don't know how the 7 was not able to get both of them for the price of 1. He had such a run coming off that corner. But it may have been better off for Chantel to know that he can't quite get too much going for him. He's going to have to watch the corners. Right down, and then yet again, more sheet metal being ripped apart here. Man's into the wall protection once more. This is where it gets extremely difficult. Remember what I said earlier about trying to use too much of those tires up? Oh, yeah, this is what I was talking about. Hard troubles and hard racing here to be sure, but I mean at the same time you've got to be careful about where you put this thing in and where you put the car out on the track. Jeffrey Todd Tubbs currently back behind the field. Nick Kern struggling a little bit here to kind of keep up the distance, kind of keep up the show. And remember Kern earlier, he had a great run for the lead. He was battling hard there with Robert Kahn, and unfortunately that's now not the case. The 72, Jeffrey Todd Tubbs hanging right there with him here, but there's trouble down there for Ron Mans. We got a problem for the 7. We're going to have to go to caution. And the City Chevrolet with major issues and something gone wrong, unfortunately. Let's take a look at the PTM Racing replay and find out what happened here. I don't know what could have transpired there, but this one looked like it could have gone the way of the dodo bird in the corner. They see he was driving that thing in hard, and oh, got tapped just slightly by Babb. Looked like the crossover was engaged, but he did not realize where Babb was. I know this is their final race of the season, so really they're trying to make everything work and then some to get something going with these guys, but that's definitely going to be one of those things you got to watch out for. If you're trying to cross thread through, you got to kind of remember there's somebody down low of you. I would not consider that a bump and run, although I would consider that an Iowa bump and run. Thankfully, Mans was smart enough to know how to back the corner off and get the car to stabilize back down. Tough break though for him. He'll have to try to find his way back into the field here, but good news for him is everyone else went into pit road as well, so pit strategy is now going to be put into play here. Who will get out of here first? Gone looking to pull this thing out of the chart. Trying to get it going quickly. Going to Hofford though, driving it quickly off. Looking for a pass. Doesn't get it. Neither does the 5. Both drivers literally manhandling those things right into position and right into the field of play. And with only about 20 laps to 19 laps remaining, now things have cooked up a bit around here on PTM Racing TV. Which one will get the advantage, or which one is going to be able to pull this one into victory lane? We're about to find out. All right, here we go, race fans. It's time to bring things back to life, things back to the track. We are not done here at Iowa Speedway just yet. 18 laps remain on this one. This has now turned into a shootout. Only one can get past the field of motion. Only one can win this one off. We'll bring him off out of corner number 4 here this time by. And the 20 of Robert Kahn and the 84 of Matthew Hoffert are the gatekeepers to the lane of victory. But the 5 of the Chantel Bottle and the 099 of Wybab could change that in a pretty quick second. And don't count out Nick Kern now. We saw a short run earlier. He might have played his hand a little too soon though. We don't know what he'll do here, so it's only a matter of time before we figure it out. Off the restart zone, Kahn got a great start on the inside line. Actually got a great jump off and now moving quickly ahead. The 84 Hoffer trying to hold the car down, trying to keep it from getting out in trouble. Kahn's very specific though. He's very controlling on this circuit. He knows what he has to do. All that little jump he had earlier maybe kind of being put to question because now the drivers are coming up ever so closer. Had a great start, but now he's going to have to finish this one because he knows he's not in a good place here. This is a very, very close perspective. Gap gain, gap gone, and now you can see just a little bit less, but the 5 Chantel Bottle looking to try to change that around with Hofford here. Both drivers trading blows, trading positions. And Kahn's going to love every minute of this, knowing that they're fighting it out the way they are right now. Hoffer going back down low, trying to make a stay, but here trying to get there to Kahn. Kahn holding down the line. Onboard carry here with Nick Kern as he tries to get something going here as well. And you can see the equipment and all that being put to good use and being put really to its fullest potential. Has to really turn that thing in and really have to hold that car down on the line because these things do not want to give, and they will not give you an inch. You better be holding these things off as much as you can. Deja vu here with a relapse of the Super Late Models battles at Pedal the Mill Racing League between these two drivers, Hofford and Pottle. Hoffert trying to keep a distance, trying to keep the momentum going, but Chantel will have just right enough speed for the last bit here. Kahn is currently holding down the race lead. 5 gets right into the wall protection a little bit there. A little problem. Stanley Bottle spun it right out on the front straightaway here. He's got to be careful. Got traffic coming up. He's going to park it down there on the infield, trying to stay out of the driver's way here. Puts it in pit road, so now that we know he is all cleared out and set, good sportsmanship on his end. Didn't want to affect anybody or any drivers out there, but you know, unfortunately, I think that's going to be one thing he's going to be very upset with himself about, is letting that one go so quickly. Look at this now. The 69 opens the door to the BAB camp. Here comes the Black Rifle Coffee Company 099. The Matt Wally BAB moving the chains up ahead, now taking over from 5th to 4th. The Rattlesnake is currently the race leader here, still just doing really what any other driver needs to do. It's just stay focused and let the car do its own work. 10 laps remain for the 20. Jeffrey Todd Tuss earlier on, after that little spin around he had with the little trouble there coming off of corner 4, thankfully has now kind of relapsed and cleaned up a bit, but for him, it's really now just kind of a matter of trying to stay out of trouble and stay out of problematic zones. And that's not exactly helping his cause any, because he is so far behind. He's only been able to really kind of keep it up in the distance with some of the other drivers here. And Hoffer smack dab on the front straightaway wall there. You saw earlier the 5 getting into the backstretch wall. Hoffer got into the front stretch wall trying to cut it so close, but did not realize he was a little too close for comfort. He's got into the wall protection now. Has lost a lot of ground here. And the 099 at Wally BAB smells blood in the water now, even making this move into the inside zone. Eight laps remain here. Could be anybody's guess what happens in this case here. Hey, look at that little bobble there on the bottom lane. That's not something you need to see. If you bobble on the bottom, you know you lost a lot of ground, because that's the fastest line around the track. And BAB knows that he can't be making mistakes like that. He's going to have to refire and restructure it. Trying to put some venom into the toxicity here of the track and into the zone, but unfortunately, he's not able to quite get enough on these drivers. Matthew Hoffer, the 84 right now, coming ever so closer here, trying to get something done, but he knows this race is kind of out of his grasp and out of his reach here, considering how far Kahn is ahead of him. Kahn really got him there on the corners and on the turns more than anything, and I think for Kahn, this was a matter of just a little vengeance from last night. Knowing what had happened last night with that fuel run, losing out on a last-ditch effort and a last-ditch movement. But thankfully for him, tonight anyway, it's been pretty much the complete opposite. It's been pretty much locked and loaded here. Gets around Stanley Bottle there on the inside, now moving up quickly. BAB now taking over at the 3rd. And Nick Kern and Jeffrey Todd's up, so you're going to have a little bit of a tussle. Looks like Todd wants to make a move off on the 69. Coming down to the bottom lane goes Todd Tuss. This is one of the biggest moves he's done all day long. Kern trying to hold him back, trying to keep him away from it as 4 laps remain. Still one more race left to go tonight, and this one has been an absolute banger of a good time and a good showcase of these drivers. That Dodge Viper, Challenger, Charger, call what you will, it's a Viper on the front of that thing, that's for sure. Awesome looking scheme there from Kern, but unfortunately tonight he was not able to really make that Viper slither around the track as much as the Rattlesnake does, because the Robert Kahn has just been locked and loaded all day today. And now 2 laps remain here at Iowa Speedway for him and his crew. BAB trying to hunt down one more driver. Looks like he's going to try to go for Matthew Hoffer and claim the 2nd place spot. He has not been top podium for quite some time. He would like to get a podium here. Pushing it down onto the back straightaway here. It is pretty much all but set, but Hofford is not out of the woods yet. He's going to have to try to hold down just a little longer here, because BAB's catching up ever so closely. White flag is out for the Rattlesnake. And the number 20 driver, the Home Depot machine, pretty much all but lights out tonight. No troubles with that. Off of turn 3, down into turn number 4. Initiate a white flag. Initiate the win Robert the Rattlesnake on takes this one handily at Iowa Speedway. And a drag race to the finish here between Babb and Hoffert. Sees Babb come up just a tenth short. Hoffert will take second, third to Babb. Fourth will go to Chantel Dwaddle-Poddle. Fifth to Jeffrey Todd Tubbs. Sixth to Nick Kern. Seventh to Stanley Poddle. Eighth to Ron Mans. Rounds out the field, and the season championship is done and over with. We have our race. We have it completed. And out of all this, the Rattlesnake really was the guy to watch out for all season long. And now I'm going to be a little bit confused here because right now, the way we're looking at it, this looks like this could actually be a tie here. Going into this race, we had a battle between Hoffert and Kahn. Kahn got second. If Hoffert finished one spot back, he would have finished in third. He would have finished second. But Hoffert and Kahn actually have tied. And with this win for Kahn, he has the win. He has 2 wins compared to Hoffert's 2 wins. Well, we're going to let the people decide that one because I don't even know. I didn't even realize how close that was of a championship battle we just witnessed. Kahn definitely needed this win here, but we do not have a for sure season champion decided yet. We'll have to let the officials get to us about that in a minute here, but Robert Kahn and Matthew Hoffert are your 2 tied champions here, which I don't think I've seen a tied championship like that ever here on PTM TV, so this is going to be a little bit interesting. Well, to take that back, it was the Dirt Series we saw on Pedal to Metal Racing League, but Chantel Powell coming away solid third. We do know she has locked that up. Babb coming away with third here today. Poddle fourth, and then Todd Tubbs fifth, sixth to Nick Kern, seventh to Stanley Poddle, and Ron Mans coming away eighth. So that will initiate our top 3 drivers. What a season this was indeed, but I don't know, man. We're gonna have to talk about this one here because some of these drivers are gonna really be questioning this. But here is your second place finisher here tonight, and it's kind of the co-champion, if you will, of pushing limits because Hoffert, you and Kahn have tied in the championship hunt, and you both have 2 wins. So I really don't know how they're gonna go about the finisher, sir.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't wait to see how it comes out. Hopefully, it comes out in my favor, but we'll see.
We'll certainly see indeed, but just kind of looking at everything and looking at the average finish and stuff, looked like you two are pretty much dead even there as well. So this was a whole season of just dead even in this, and no one really giving an inch. Why was that though? Like, how did it even get to be started like that to begin with?
Honestly, I don't even know. It just happened, I guess, and we just always have good battles between me and Robert, and ended up being neck and neck for probably about a good portion of the season. Probably the last couple of races, we were about neck and neck.
Certainly there. Well, nevertheless, though, obviously it was a great showing for you and your team, and managed to somehow, some way hold down Babb in his run. He came off on turn 4 as you're coming away second here tonight, though, and possibly with the season championship. Who do you want to thank you for this one?
Oh, everyone that come out tonight and raced, Pushing Limits Racing League, PTM Racing TV for the broadcasting every week. Everyone watching at home, and congrats on the win, Archon, and see you next season.
See you next season, indeed. Well, nevertheless, Hoffert, appreciate your time here tonight, bud. Congratulations on the second place finish and possibly that championship.
Thank you, man.
And I say possibly that championship because, again, guys, we really don't even know if he did secure the championship. We're going to have to go to the judges for this one. This was, I don't even know right now. We're getting word right now. We're messaging here. Everyone's like, hey, who won? I'm like, we don't know. We don't know. We really do not know. We're going to try to find that out in a minute, but to get third place finish here, Wally Babb coming away with that one. So great showing by him and the crew. And then the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn does walk away with this one. I would say, if anything, I don't think there is any championships on the line or anything like that. I think they can go co-tie it, can't they? I don't know. We'll have to get word back to you on Twitter about who is the season champion. So if you haven't already, head to our Twitter and Instagram handles and follow us up there. We'll have the information, the news results for that as we let the story progress on. But race fans, we appreciate y'all tuning on in tonight. Thanks so much for coming on board. We'll see you with the Green Mountain Grills race at Dover here in just a short while.